Hey guys, today I'm going to introduce you to my horses. So this is D, also known as Dragon. His show name is Dracaris, and he is a 2008 17 two-hand off-the-track thoroughbred. He is mine, and I got him in 2016, shortly after Roman broke his leg. He actually was a client horse at the time, and in 2017, I actually took him on as my own. He's competed up to 1.10 m. He's jumped 1.60 m under saddle, and I'm hoping to take him 1.20 m, 1.30 m. Also, his favorite treat are peppermints. Actually, I might have one. You want to show us a good licky gun? So D was claimed off the track as a 3-year-old after 3 unplaced starts. He was claimed by a lawyer who bought him originally for his girlfriend. Shortly after he purchased him, they broke up, and he actually sat for 4.5 years in a 150 by 150 foot square paddock. So he hadn't had a whole lot of human interaction other than getting the occasional treat before I started working with him, and so he's obviously very attached to me, and likewise me to him. So this is Troy. His show name is Ever So Clever, and he is a 15 3-hand 2009 thoroughbred. I rescued him from a kill pen in September of 2018, so I've had him just over a year now, and I'm not sure if he was ever started. He came to me very cold-backed, very fearful, obviously very underweight. He's been a very challenging horse to train, but also a pleasure of working with. So Troy's shown up to 1 meter. He's jumped up to 1.30 m at home. As far as expectations for him go, I would love to get him to 1.20 m, but I don't really have any expectations for him because when I got him from the kill pen, I wasn't even sure I would get a sound horse coming off the trailer. So anything he does amazes me. He definitely makes me work pretty hard to do whatever it is that I want to do, but he's definitely a joy to have in the barn. He's definitely got the biggest personality, that's for sure. And both him and Dee are heart horses of mine, so they have forever homes with me, and I'm sure he will be an absolute silly old man when we get there, but otherwise, just a lot of fun to have this one in the barn. One of my favorites, right? He also loves peppermints. And Troy is he loves doing tricks, a lot like Zen, so he loves to smile. That's one of his. Smile, teeth, teeth. And he likes to paw, too. We're also working on bowing and some other fun things, but for now, Troy is the jack of all trades, master of none. So this is Zin. His show name is Horizon. He is a 2014 16 3-hand off-the-track thoroughbred gelding. He is my meter 40 hopeful, but we'll see if he gets there. I got him in June, and he's so far surpassed all my expectations. So he had 7 starts as a racehorse, and he was actually a winner. He made $135,000 in his 1 year at the track. He retired sound, and it's quite ironic now because he is probably one of the laziest thoroughbreds I've ever owned or had. So far, he has shown 4 different shows this year. He finished at the meter height. Next year, we're going to be working a lot on his rideability and adjustability. He's been really level-headed, really easy to train, and tons of fun. But I want to make sure I take it slow and develop him properly. He loves tricks. He's very simple, like a puppy dog. He makes us laugh all the time. And I'm just overall very thankful to have him. I originally got him as a resales horse, but decided to keep him because I like him so much. So him and his brother Remington are very special horses. So I'm excited to see how far they go. So this is Roman, aka Romance. His track name was Rinse Wind. He is a 2006 16 one-hand off the track thoroughbred gelding. He was my first horse that I owned and my first resales horse. Unfortunately, he broke his leg in February of 2016 and had a pretty lengthy rehab. But he did come around. He came back to jumping sound. Since then, I gave him to my mom, so he is her problem now. My mom was very attached to him during his rehab, and they have a pretty special bond, so I ended up giving Roman to her for Christmas last year. So Roman's still getting ridden every once in a while, but for the most part, he's living the semi-retired life. He loves to play in the turnout, still loves peppermints, and still keeps the day interesting, that's for sure. But it's nice to still have him at the barn. So this is Tripp. His show name is Incentive, and he is a 2009 16-hand off-the-track thoroughbred gelding. He only raced a few times, and he wasn't very good at it. So he came off the track and actually was turned into a hunter. He's been with a couple different homes, but now he is owned by Renee, my student. He originally came in June as a resales horse from Las Vegas, and I thought it was a really good fit for Renee, who was looking for a new horse at the time. So we're very thankful that we were able to keep him in the program. He's shown up to 3-3 in Hunters and Eck, and he's dabbled in some jumpers. Renee wants to take him primarily in jumpers, but she is doing Hunters as well with him. I've jumped him up to, I think, like maybe meter 15 at home, and he's just going to be a really good horse for her in the future. It'll teach her a lot. So this is Remington. His show name is Remarkable. He is a 2015-17 one-hand off-the-track thoroughbred. He came to us as a resales horse, actually, after his 4 starts on the racetrack. And he was purchased by a girl named Callie and has remained in training. He just went to his first show back in December. And right now we're working on his collection and just his overall rideability as a young horse. He's definitely got a ton of talent. He's half brother to Zin, and they both share that same wonderful level-headedness. As far as future plans with him, he definitely has upper level talent for sure, He could be an equitation horse, a dressage horse, a jumper. Really, the possibilities are endless. I believe his owner kind of wants an all-around horse, but wants to be able to, you know, jump a sizable fence later. So as he gets older and grows up, we will see what he's got in store. So this is Callie, aka Touch of Sass. She is a 2010 off-the-track thoroughbred, standing at about 16.1 or 16.2. She came to us about the same time as Troy, just over a year ago. And at that time, she had only been jumping 2 foot, 2.6. She hadn't really been into any shows. She didn't have lead changes. Since then, she has actually been in a couple of meter 10 classes. She's jumped up to meter 25 at home. And she has her lead changes now. We've worked a lot on her balance and getting her to transfer her weight back, not on her forehand all the time. She's been an absolute pleasure to work with. She's the only mare I have in the barn. She's got plenty of hormones to go around, that's for sure. She's a very sophisticated horse, not really one that likes to be goofy. She's very mature for her age. And yeah. So Callie came off the track as a 3-year-old. She only had 1 race, and she won, but unfortunately she had a slab fracture in her left front knee. So her owner, Tressa, got her for free, actually, and she did the surgery, and they removed that fracture, or the chip in her knee. She probably will have arthritis later in life, so we're only limiting her to a meter 20 class, maybe one day. Otherwise, she'll stay in the meter 10 range. Her owner does plan to breed her because Callie is her heart horse, and hopefully we'll have a baby or 2 out of her at some point in the future, but that probably won't be for a couple years or so. Otherwise, she'll keep showing. We have no plans of, you know, changing her going anywhere, so she's a client horse to stay. So this is Griffin. He is a 2014 17 one-hand off-the-track thoroughbred. His race name was He Does It in Style. He had a very healthy race career, and he retired sound. And his owner, Christina, brought him here to further develop his training, as he had some little quirky natures about him that we had to work through, but he's done a really fantastic job getting started over fences, and I think he's going to be a really amazing horse for her. Right now, the biggest thing that Griffin is working on is his willingness and his bravery. We're starting to introduce more and more trails and different things like that. She does plan on showing him this year, but as he hasn't gone to a show before, we'll probably take it pretty easy to start and see where the year takes us. So this is Cash. His show name is Pocket Change, and he is a 16 two-hand 1995 warm blood thoroughbred cross. Ashley, his owner, has had him since he was 17 years old, and I've known Cash for almost that long, and he's been in training on and off for the last few years, but he's finally here to stay for a semi-retirement kind of deal. Cash still loves to jump, and he's still sound and spry enough to do it. We just don't let him jump as high or as much as he used to. He's done absolutely everything. He was an old Grand Prix horse, he was an eventer, he's done hunters and jumpers and equitation. He's absolutely fantastic at everything he does, and I'm so thankful to have him here. I absolutely love this horse, and he's a pretty sweet old man, I think. this is Pilot, aka Autopilot. His track name was Snappish, and he is a 15-3 hand 2016 off the track thoroughbred. He was unplaced in 5 starts, and a sweet lady named Cassie from E5 Racing decided to send him our way. His owner is Debbie, and she is planning on doing a resales with him. So he'll be a perfect horse for a kid or an amateur looking for something that's really talented, but something that'll be a lot of fun to produce. He reminds me a lot of Zinn. He's very mellow-tempered and very cuddly and sweet, which we always love a good cuddly young horse. He is actually an overseas horse, so he was imported as a yearling, and we're very happy to have him here. So he's just starting his retraining under saddle as he came off the track about a month ago. So for the next month, we'll be doing some pretty basic intro, walk, trot, canter, groundwork, and basic training like that. He probably won't see a fence for at least 60 days. So this is Indigo. His show name is Indigo Blue, and he is an unraced 2015 16-2 hand gelding. He was bred, broke, and raised at the same ranch up until he was 4, when the current owner, Debbie, purchased him. He then came to us, and he's been to 1 show now. He's been a pleasure to start over fences, very fun, zippy but easy-going ride. Naturally collects really well, tons of talent for upper level. He is currently for sale, so I don't know how long he will be around, but I'm really hoping that whoever buys him keeps him in the barn. Bit of a long shot, but he's a really nice young horse, and I think he's going to take someone really far. Depending how long we have him this year, he will go to a couple other shows. He handled his first show really well, and he only did the .60 division. Currently he's schooling around 2.6 with changes, so we'll probably take him to a show in the next couple months to revisit over fences work and just get him used to going off property. So this is Bailey. His jockey club name was Mind Trick, and he had 6 starts on the track, retired sound. He was a bit body sore for a while. He originally came as a resales horse, but unfortunately his owner ran out of funds to do that. So now he's available for adoption to an approved home only. He is about 15-3, definitely still has a lot of room to grow as he's only 3. He's coming 4. And he'd be a really great all-around prospect for a kid or an amateur or really anyone that wants a really personable little horse. He's super sweet and a pretty flashy mover, so I think he'll make someone a fun little horse, fun little project. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.